Hi everyone, Rachelle from Creative Spirit Collaborative. Wanted to share a really cool practice with you today. Thought I'd start out in this beautiful oak meadow here just as inspiration. This is called Ecosystems of Support, and this practice really emerged from just kind of my work in the field over the last, 15 years or so. So my background is in wilderness therapy. That's what my master's degree is in. And so we did a lot of nature-based practices. And in therapy, there is this idea, in traditional therapy, there's this idea of people really anchoring in their nervous system. Who are their connection points? Who is their support system? Who is going to be there when they need help, when they have some emotions that are upended or unsettled, or they need support for a variety of things. And I think that's important, right? Who is our human community, and how do they support us, maybe through song or through art or through listening. But what I found in working with people is that there's more to the system of support. And that's where ecosystems of support came in. And so this idea is that there's many beings in nature. So we have this human community support system, which is really important in the field of psychotherapy and in our lives and in the world. And then we can branch out further and look at maybe this oak here could be a part of my ecosystem of support. Maybe a flower, or maybe a river, or maybe a mountain, or a cloud, or something like that. There's different beings beyond humans that we can draw from the wisdom from and use that when we're suffering in some way, when there's a depression or an anxiety. And the cool thing about the beings in nature that we can draw support from is, we can go to them in person, but we can also visit them, visually in our mind or in our meditation or in our dreams, and we can draw different characteristics from them. So for this oak, I might draw a characteristic of strength. Oak is really well known for its strength, its sturdiness. One of the things that I really like about oak in particular for me is that it's kind of gnarled. It's not straight. And I like that. I think there's some sense of beauty and just some sense of appreciation of uniqueness in an oak that I really value. So that's one of the things that I would bring in. For me and my constitution, water is a really important part of my ecosystem of support. So I'm always really looking at pretty close to the ocean, like to visit that a lot, or go to the river, or find a way to be in or on our water. Maybe I'll just step outside my door when it's raining and get myself wet a little bit. One other one that is just like a really cultivated flower is lilac. It comes in the spring and it's here for a very short time, and it has a beautiful scent, and then it's gone. And so it really teaches me about this impermanence and this sort of fragility, and yet this incredible beauty at the same time. So I want to be clear about the ecosystem of support. You don't necessarily have to choose an ecosystem in its entirety, like a riparian ecosystem. I have to access all of the beings that are in that ecosystem. You get to create your own. So you can have a tree, and you can have a plant, and you can have a flower. You can even have an animal. You can have a different type of weather. You can have, variations in soil. All of those things that resonate with you, that you can tend to and apply to different parts of yourself. Knowing different parts of yourself, you can draw on different parts of the environment to tend to those wounds, or tend to that suffering or that pain, or maybe it's even just fatigue. What feeds you around low energy? Maybe it's sun. For other people, it might be water. You can tap into just the basic elements. earth, water, fire, air, and space. So a couple other notes with this ecosystems of support. There's lots of great times to use this. I like to use it probably primarily. It's one of my go-to practices. You can certainly use it when you're feeling really kind of estranged from nature. The weather is bad, or you live in a really urban area, or maybe nature actually doesn't feel that safe. But you have some sense that there's something there for you. Those are really good times to use this practice. If you feel low energy, you can use it in your dreams, or you can visualize it or do a meditation with it. So you don't always have to go outside to access this. That can be a nice practice to do periodically with the ecosystems of support, is to actually go out on the land and spend time with each of the beings that are in your ecosystem. Do meditations with them, talk with them, just like you would with your human support system. And that may sound strange to a lot of people, but we go back thousands of years evolving, growing with the land, and there is a reciprocal relationship there, and there's a benefit to it. I think that this is a great practice if you feel disconnected and estranged from humans. Sometimes we get in a funk and it feels like nothing is helping, and we can't talk to people about it, or maybe nobody's available, or something like that. This is a time when nature is really great. There's kind of a gap. Humans don't always have all the offerings, and nature can fill that gap. It can step in. It offers different resonances than humans can sometimes. So those are great times to use this practice. I like also the part about pairing different parts of the ecosystem with different parts of yourself. So maybe you have a wounded child, and maybe you have a protector. Maybe you have a fierce warrior part of yourself, or something like that. And it's like who in the natural ecosystem best resonates and supports that part, or counterbalances it. When you're looking at the ecosystem, you can look at the infinities that you have naturally, but also look for different qualities, like who brings rootedness to you or groundedness, who brings flow to you. When I say who, I'm using the word who. In indigenous traditions, sometimes they will talk about the tree people or the rock people. So they actually use who and the term people to associate with different parts of the land. So that's some of the language that I'm using as well. But who in nature offers the qualities of rootedness and groundedness, flowing, of expansion, of being open and working in collaboration with other beings in the ecosystem. Like, what is it that you're needing support with? What quality or characteristic or emotion that you're needing support with, and who in the ecosystem can offer that? Also really recommend checking back pretty regularly with your ecosystem and just seeing, is it healthy? Is it balanced? Does it need to evolve, or has it evolved without you even knowing? So, you can periodically check back and see who else is here, what else is being offered, what else can I learn, who else can I learn from. And the last piece that I would say about this is, allow yourself to enjoy it. And I think one of the fun things about it, other than going out on the land and sitting with different parts of the ecosystem, is maybe gathering different parts from the ecosystem that are readily given, and take that and create an ecosystem altar at home. You can also draw or paint this in conjunction with different parts of yourself. So there's a lot of great ways to work with this, to bring it concrete and to bring it into your life, to remind you that it's there for your support as you need it. Please enjoy this practice.